Your body has limitations because of the deluge of experiences that it has gone through as it grows, hallelujah, and has been stored in the brain. So that is why you receive an idea from the spirit or from your mind. The idea drops in your brain and your body begins to fight it. It tells you, no, it's impossible. No, we can't do this. Now, the body is telling you that what the mind has received is impossible because it has seen people try to do that and have failed. So because of the experiences of failure and pain, the body now begins to fight anything that the mind drops. No, this is going to be too difficult. This is going to be impossible. It cannot be done. And so every inventor that has ever lived has suffered this thing throughout the generations. When people thought that they were mad, people thought that they were going crazy. Thomas Edison, no, what you're thinking is impossible. But they had received a certain data and they had trained their minds to be able to receive the impossible. And that is why inventions are possible, because until the brain is able to tap into what the mind brings from the spiritual realm, manifestation cannot happen. Hallelujah. Now, when this information comes from the mind or the spirit or the creator and the brain is not able to handle it, then you're left with two options to take the fight or flight response, whether you leave it or you stay and you do it. Now, if you can stay and do it or fight, it depends on the training that your physical mind, which is your brain, has received. Now, when you are born, your mind is as old, or your spirit is as old as 100-year-old man. It is your body that needs time to develop and grow to match up to the dictates of the mind. That is why when children are growing up, they see you do something, they want to do it. It is not just because they have seen you do it, but there is an ability in them that tells them that, hey, you can handle this. Nothing is impossible for a child. Every child thinks that they can do anything. But as we grow, we realize that that zeal, that strength that we have as children, that we did not know impossibilities, begin to die out. Why does these things happen? These things happen because now our physical experiences that the body picks up begin to override the dictates of the mind. So we learn easily from our experiences than we learn from what has already been deposited in us. And over the years, we've not been taught to communicate with our inner self. We've not been taught to communicate with the mind that God placed in us. Your inner self is the Spirit of God that holds your blueprint to this life. And you've not been taught to communicate with it. How are you going to live the life that God has planned for you? You come into this world as a complete package, having everything you will ever need inside of you. It is in your mind, it is in your spirit. Now, how do we tap into the mind and bring these things into the reality and enjoy them? The mind is the spirit of the Creator, which He placed in you at birth, and it holds the blueprint to whatever you are willing to do or to become. There is no limit to who you can become and to what you can do as far as the mind is concerned. The mind does not know limits. Sometimes there are certain ideas that drop in your mind that you think about it and you're like, no, this is impossible. That is to tell you how limitless the mind is. That idea did not come from your brain because you have never seen it anywhere nor heard anybody talk about it. Think of this. When Thomas Edison thought of making the bulb, had he seen one before? When the Lord instructed Noah to make the ark, he had never seen an ark before. He received the dimensions on how to do it from the Spirit, from His mind. God communicates to us through our minds, not through our physical bodies. The sad truth is, when we are young, we get swallowed up in all the big things that we want to become. I want to become this, I want to do this, I want to do that, and we declare all those things in our lives. But as we grow, everything dies down because of the experiences of the body. The body now experiences things that begins to shrink and begins to tell you that, hey, you remember that thing you said you were going to become? Bro, it's impossible. You can't do it. And the body is telling you this because if there is anything going to be done here, he's the one going to take the physical course of action for it to happen. And so to deny the body itself from going through that pain, it tells you, hey man, it's impossible, we can't do this, let's leave it. And then as you grow, those things die off.